Okay guys, so in today's video we are going to be answering a very important question, which is 4.1 Mini. Does it have the level of intelligence required to do various tasks, which might include building a website, right? Building a WordPress website, and I'm going to show you something else, which is n8n, MCP, VA, AI craziness, right? Might seem like a load of buzzwords, but honestly, this video will blow your minds if this model is good enough. Now, the reason I'm making this video is if you go on Google and type in Open AI pricing, and if you don't know, by the way, I'm going to be using Open Router or Open Router. The cool thing is about this is you don't need to be set up with the OpenAI API, which you might not be, or you might not have the model unlocked or things like that. That happens quite a lot, to be honest with you, that kind of stuff. So instead, we're going to be using Open Router, and we're going to be using Mini. I know that it says 4.1, but I'm going to be using Mini. But the reason is, right, is the pricing. If this model can do things at the level or nearly, and I've talked about this before, I've talked about this many times, almost at the level of something like 3.7 Sonnet, but at a fraction of the price, then we've got something here, right? The important thing is that it can do things at the fraction of a price, right? I will try Nano as well, but GPT-4.1 Mini is really cheap. And let me tell you something right now. I use GPT-4 Mini, and I actually use it inside Harbor, my SaaS, and it actually does a pretty good job. So don't just automatically assume that it's not going to be good, right? I'm going to be using Boomerang mode, right, on Roo. It's a special code. It's a special setup. You can just Google Boomerang code. It's really easy to set up. If I just go on my custom prompts here, you can see it's just you just add a new, create new mode, right? And you just create the mode like that. You can either look here or just look online, right? And if you want to as well, definitely check out the Skool where I have everything, like all my SOPs and things like that. So the first thing I'm going to do is do my usual making a Next.js app, but I'm going to be using Boomerang mode, right? I'm not going to be using Klein this time because I'm trying to see if this has the intelligence to do things that I need it to be able to do at a fraction of the price. Another thing is, like, people will say to me, why don't you use Gemini 2.5, or wait until it's a free model, or DeepSeek or whatever. Gemini 2.5 for me is kind of out of the question now. Also, Augment Code, although really cool, it's a paid tool. It's $30 a month, which is good and everything, but I do like to be able to do certain tasks like VA and stuff like that, where it doesn't cost $28 for me to create a website. It costs me $2, right? Because then you can think about scaling and creating 1,000 websites for 2,000. Because if you create 1,000 websites at $28, it's 28 grand, right? Which most people, including me, we don't just have 28 grand sitting around to invest, right? But we might have 2 grand potentially, right? Some of us might have 2 grand, or you can make 100 websites for 200. You get the idea, right? So this whole concept is really important to me, because yes, Gemini is cool and stuff, but it's not going to be free forever. Like, I don't even think it's free now, or it is, but it isn't. And yeah, that kind of shit just pisses me off, right? I just want to be able to do things for cheap. So let's see if GPT-4 Mini has this capability, right? So we'll call this app 4.0 Mini Rolls-Royce. You've probably seen one of these videos before that I've done, but I promise you I'm going to show you something else in this video that you've never seen before that's going to blow your minds. Okay, I'll have a full tutorial on that very soon as well. The Skool as well already has that, and it'll be the first link in the description. Okay, so I'm just going to set up the rest of the SOP here, or the benchmark, sorry. This is my benchmark. You can laugh and not call it a benchmark. This is my benchmark. In my opinion, it works really well. So what I need here are the images from another project. So just grab these images here. We've just created this new folder. So we'll go here, GPT-4. Okay, obviously, because I'm an idiot, I forgot to put 4.1 Mini, but whatever. This is 4.1 Mini. I probably will keep saying 4.0 Mini, just so you know, because I've actually used 4.0 Mini a lot in the past, like I said before. So we'll go to the Explorer here, add a new folder, call this public, and then we'll call this images. This is my first benchmark. If it's now possible, I've been looking for this for a while. I've been talking about on this channel for a long time. Being able to make an entire website for $2, right? It's so much better than spending 15 or 25 bucks. So, okay, so boomerang mode. Let's get the prompt from the Skool. Paste this here. Right at the very top here, I'm going to say you are already inside a new Next.js directory called 4.0 Mini Rolls-Royce. Use this installation at all times. Do not build outside this installation. Also use boomerang mode and subtasks to guide to a more complete finish. And then we'll delete this and put 4.0 Mini Rolls-Royce, and then we'll hit enter. Right, this is the first time I've done this on video using boomerang mode, so we'll see how this does. This is 4.0 Mini as well, so this is quite exciting. Okay, so let's see. So I think this was Quasi Alpha, which actually did a pretty good job of this. So I would say I've kind of already done this, but I haven't done this with boomerang mode, right? So let's just see if we can get something really, really good for really, really cheap that just works. That's what I'm trying to test it. I think Quasi Alpha did mess this up on just the one-shot Klein prompt, but this is something a little bit different. Okay, so successfully created a subtask. That's huge, okay, because a lot of models struggle with that, to be honest with you. They just struggle with the system instructions from Roo Code, and they mess that part up. This is blazingly fast as well. Is this? Yeah, it is costing me money. Right, okay, there we go. So we do have a approximate cost here. I believe this is using some kind of caching, and it has a 1,000,000 context window, which is really, really, really nice as well. Okay, so hilariously, I'm out of credits, so I'm just going to add more credits. Okay, so I don't want to press cancel. I'll just let this retry itself. Let's see what we got so far. So I mean, this looks fairly standard, right? This is what everything gives me. So I mean, that's a good sign. Okay, so yeah, it gets stuck sometimes. I might have to just press cancel here and then resume. I hope this doesn't mess everything up. Hey, I topped up. Sometimes when you have to top up, guys, you can just create a new key, right? And then cancel and then set that key as the key like that and then save. That should work now, I believe. There we go, perfect. This is really, really quick. I love quick models. I love cheap models. Is this going to be the breakthrough that I've been waiting for? And also, I'll tell you what, their pricing is very intelligent. Very, very intelligent. I'll tell you why, because they could have charged GPT-4 in Mini prices, right? If you actually look at GPT-4 in Mini, this is 0.40. What's GPT-4 in Mini? Oh, it's 0.30. I didn't realize it was that high. That's crazy. I thought it was cheaper than that. You can also fine-tune these models. So eventually we'll be able to fine-tune this to whatever tasks we want. You can see here this has training is $3. Sorry, their mobile on OpenAI's website is terrible. Yeah, it's $3 for 1,000,000 tokens. Very, very interesting. I'll tell you now, we switched over to GPT-4 Mini for a lot of our scraping, and that was GPT-4 Mini, right? This is 4.1 Mini, so it's going to be way better. And it actually did a pretty good job. Looking at the pricing, it is 4 times more expensive, but if it's 100 times more intelligent than GPT-4 Mini or whatever, I think this might be the breakthrough that we've been waiting for, or that I've been waiting for anyway, because this now kind of gives you the ability to make things without worrying about the cost, right? I doubt this will cost more than $1. It might cost more than $1, but I don't think it will. We'll see. So already it's doing better than a lot of models because it's putting everything in the right folder. If you use stupid models like DeepSeek, it will just mess everything up completely. So it looks like that's done, the first subtask. Now it's doing the second subtask. Pretty phenomenal. So that's really nice. Like the second subtask here is just to like improve everything from the first task. I love that. So it looks like everything is kind of already implemented in terms of, well, most things are already implemented. Okay, so it's just asking me a clarifying question here. I'll just say put placeholder contact details for now. I want to see if we have anything to work with. and if it actually works on the opening. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, guys. It is surprising that it even works and that the homepage isn't just some weird bullshit not working thing, right? Okay, so it seems to think that it's done here. I mean, this might be just because it's on Boomerang tasks here. Okay, so if it just takes a little bit more prompting, I don't mind too much. I would like it to just be one-shotable. I do really like that kind of one-shot thing, but I just basically said, look, the task isn't really complete. All we've got is this, which, by the way, looks really, I love that font, and the way the images are laid out is very, very nice as well. But like I just said, give me a bit more. Okay, so this might be a fail with coding, but bear with me, guys. I know that this video is already 10 minutes long, but I'm going to say it's not quite there for coding. I think I'll just stick with Rolls-Royce. I think I'll just stick with the Rolls-Royces of LLMs, which would be Sonnet 3.7 and Gemini 2.5. But this is something I've been wanting to talk about on the channel. I do have a video, complete tutorial ready on this, but just give me a second of your time and let me show you this shit, because this is nuts, okay? So I thought the power of n8n as MCP was to use MCPs inside n8n, right? I think that's a pretty fair assumption to make, but it's not. That's not what's cool about this. So if you don't know, go on Google, search n8n GitHub, right? You need Node.js for this and nothing else. Just follow through with this, guys. Honestly, this will blow your minds. Let's go to Visual Studio Code, open up a fresh one. I'll do an entirely new instance of everything so that you can watch exactly how I do this. I do have a tutorial for this coming. If you're watching all the way to the end of this video, you're going to be rewarded with this right now. So I'm going to use npx n8n. Press enter. Hopefully I don't already have 7 of these running. I normally do. There it is. I called it. Let's just close that and do this again. Okay, so the first time you run this, it'll install, and then the second time you run this, you'll have access completely for free, I believe. Okay, don't quote me on this. I don't know what happens if you put this active. I don't know if you have to pay for that. I don't know. I'm not an n8n expert, as you'll probably work out in just a second, but just bear with me again. Make a new workflow, add first step, write MCP, okay? And then just press back to canvas, right? Press this button here, the little tools button, press Gmail, okay? Press these buttons here, which means let the model decide. I've already got this connected. You need to use, I'll just show you guys. Fuck it, let's just do a new one. So go to console.cloud.google.com. All right, and then from there, you'll see, I'm just trying to show you exactly how to do this from your perspective, right? So that you don't have to fuck around with this. Press this one here, bottom left, APIs. And then you need to go to OAuth consent screen. You will also need to go to enabled APIs and services. You'll need to turn on Gmail, okay? So just write Gmail here, turn this on, okay? Once that's on, go to OAuth consent screen, and then go to clients, create client. Just bear with me, guys. This will save some people millions of hours. I'm not joking. Web application, we'll call this MCP for da boys. And then what you want to do is you want to add URI, and you want to set it to this. I believe this is a necessary step. Oh, fuck's sake. I don't actually know if it's a You have to like let go of the left click button when copying from Visual Studio Code. I hate that. Okay, so we now have that, and then you want to put the authorized URIs. You want to put this here. So you press copy. This is from your locally running n8n, right, inside the Gmail auth. And you want to add URI, and you want to put this here, okay? And then you want to create. I will be deleting this stuff at the end of this video, so don't bother trying to copy that stuff. So triple click client ID and put it here. Triple click client secret and put it here. And then press sign in with Google. Now you might have to put allow domains or something, or like one of these, like audience maybe, or test users. Yeah, you need to add whichever email you want to send emails automatically from, you need to add as a test user here. Okay, I'm glad I remembered that step. I thought that there was something that I was missing earlier. So, and then go through this, right? This is a local OAuth. You can see connection successful, right? Bang. So we'll close this, go back to our local n8n, close this. Make sure you hit those three. We'll put text, so that you could use HTML because we're going to be using an LLM for this. And then remember, intelligence could be cheap. Let's see if it actually is, okay? So double click the MCP trigger and click this here and then press test step here, right? Go to Klein, click this MCP, click on remote servers, put n8n for the boys. Server URL, put the URL that we just copied from n8n and press add server. And then press retry connection. Keep pressing retry connection. If it doesn't work, then that was my old server, so we'll delete that. So we have this one here. There we go. Okay, I don't know what it is with this particular server, but it always just comes up as not working. Okay, so we're going to use GPT-4.0. We're going to make sure that we're using Mini here. Okay, close this, and we'll say, just watch this, guys. Go on Google. No, find me websites that offer backlinks or just whatever you want, right? It doesn't have to be backlinks. You can find these by looking for sites that contain pages like Write for Us or Contribute. No, let's just do Write for Us. My website is 2men.it. Only find relevant sites to 2men.it. Use my available MCPs, especially the Open Router Searcher. Actually, before we do that, we need to set Open Router Searcher to use 4.0 Mini to be a truly legit experiment. Okay, so this should be where the model is defined. What's it using? Claude, Sonnet, Optimus Online. Oh, okay, so it's using 4.1 at the moment because that's Optimus Alpha, yeah. So we'll set this to Mini, right? And we'll make sure there's online after it, so we can just do that, I believe, and then save it. Completely legit test now, no messing around, no cheating. Let's see if this has the intelligence to do things for us, like find us a backlink provider, or that could be an X. You could be finding suppliers. You could be finding whatever, right? Products to sell, following your competitors around online and seeing what content they're posting. Anything that is an n8n, anything that has an n8n thing here, right? You can look through this entire list and you can connect more than one tool. You can even have an n8n workflow, right? So you could do a content generator. You can do anything with this, right? DHL tool, look at that. I have a client who needs me to set up an automated DHL thing. I had no idea how to do that. Now I can easily do that by having these things connected. Look at this, analytics, Google My Business, Google Calendar. My God, the possibilities are endless on this, guys. Honestly, you've got Go High Level, Hunter, MailChimp, Medium. I bet there's WordPress here as well, right? Right, the Shopify, and probably WordPress, I would guess. WordPress, yep. So you can do anything with this, right? Use my available MCPs, especially the Open Router Searcher, to find these kinds of websites and their contact details. Then use the n8n Dabboys MCP to send an email to those emails you find. Make the email professional. Don't mention SEO. I'm a freelance writer. My name is Damish Haverson, and I work for Freelance Academy. Right, that's made up, just so you know. It's just you shouldn't talk about SEO when you're trying to get backlinks. Let's just press enter here. Enough bloody dilly-dallying. Let's see if this works. Okay, so first thing, open router straight in there, bang, bang. It's intelligent enough to do that. Just so you know, some models are not intelligent enough to do that. So that is definitely a good start. So let's see what we've got here. We've got, based on your search for 2-man opportunities. So, I mean, this is kind of wrong actually, because it should really search what is 2-men first. But let's just run with it. It might have actually managed to work that out. I can provide some. I can find. Okay, so you might have to go a little bit more prompting. That prompt wasn't the best prompt, right? You'll have to kind of change the prompt a little bit. I just want to know if this can send the email. Let's see. Contact email right for us, site manaccess.com. So it's using OpenRouter in a strange way. That's my fault. That's prompting. It doesn't know how to use OpenRouter. I haven't actually given it that information, right? So to be honest with you, it's not quite doing this right just because I haven't told it. But so let me just do this again. I'll just give this another prompt. I need to be a bit more specific with how to use MCPs, right? Use Brave MCP to do Google searches. Use Fetch MCP to scrape pages you find. Use OpenRouter to do research on 2men.it and also finding backlink websites to do with the niche. There we go. All right, let's send this. Still a very, very simple prompt, right? I'm not like engineering this insane like wizard prompt. Normal English. It's not even particularly complicated. So this time it's managed to find out what 2men is, right? And then write for us luxury menswear. There we go. Much better system. Finds potential backlinks. Good. It then scrapes the page for that backlink. Good. It finds an email for that website eventually. And the cost right now is, 0.03. So what is that? 3 cents we've spent so far. Let's see. Do we get any emails? I just want to show you the n8n MCP. Please just send an email. It's finding loads of emails, but okay. And then Gmail consumes the Gmail. Will you stop bloody scrolling? Honestly, they need to sort this out. Klein, if you watch my videos, will you please sort this out? It's so annoying. When you scrape like a JavaScript website, it just goes crazy. So I'm just gonna have to let this finish, wait. So the cost went up a lot here. The reason is that it used fetch HTML. I would say just use fetch text and you should be fine, right? Let's approve this. I hope this works. Okay, so let's try this again. There we go. That just sent an email for me, right? It sent me this email. It sent this email. It's now sending another one if I wanted it to. I'm probably just going to send this just because why not? Okay, it didn't work. So it didn't work because when you send the first email, it's now tested it, right? So now you can make this into your own workflow, okay? And then activate it and then automate this. And if you can work out how to do this in Boomerang tasks, which I have not worked out how to do, but I know for a fact is possible, this thing will sit, and if you use fetch text MCP instead of fetch HTML, this thing will sit and email all day and all night, not whoever you want, but the type of person you want, through its own research for incredibly cheap. Okay, I know this is expensive here, 0.45. The reason is just because it used a lot of power scraping pointless JavaScript websites. If you use fetch text, it's much cheaper. Okay, I have experience in this. I created a SaaS based on this concept. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I'm going to leave the video there, guys. What I'll say is 4.1 Mini is that bridge of cost and intelligence that I've been waiting for. It didn't do an amazing job with Next.js, but I think if you pair it with a different planning model and then use it only to implement that model's plan, it will work. Thank you so much for watching, guys. If you're watching all the way to the end of the video, you're an absolute legend, and I'll see you very, very soon with some more content. Peace out.